Party, party on,
Welcome
Wayne.
to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I'm so excited to have on again a 37 and 39-year-olds from Cincinnati, Ohio, USA, and Oskarshamn, Sweden. Their hockey journeys have taken them to the USA, Sweden, Russia, Croatia, and Germany. They met when they mucked it up in the Champions Hockey League with the Straubing Tigers and Frölunda. We met them in the shed and had lots of fun. One participated in the Spengler Cup this past season, and the other will this season. They are at the top of the hockey world in Europe, and they earned their way to the top by being good teammates, having fun, and doing whatever it takes for the fellas and the team to win. Welcome back to the shed, Andy Fagerström and Jeff Maxwell. No
Thank
Dease.
you. I just wanna open up the meeting with beer.
Cheers, buddy. I'm working
Cheers,
today.
Frost.
I'm working, so I got a coffee, but cheers. And shout out to Superheat that are a sponsor of the shed, and I've never even told them that, but I put them on every poster because they let me do this on my lunch hour. Don't complain about it. So thank you. I appreciate it. You know? Andy, you actually overheard that I actually do work. Eh?
Like I told you, I only heard you saying that you like free lunches. That's
Well,
all I heard.
Yeah, I did. I got invited to a free work lunch, and that's fun. They told me I have to come and tell funny stories, and I said I can do that.
Okay, if it makes you feel better, I can confirm that you did work.
Thank you. Yeah, I got a good bed that we've set up here. I got shed guys and gals that work for me that are awesome, and you know they take care of business and win.
Perfect.
Pretty easy to coach them. Maxie, no Dease, eh? That was the funniest group chat I've been in since the Cardiff Devils of 2014-15, man. I haven't been on a good group chat that I'm belly laughing in a while.
Well, let's keep it going then.
Group chats are fun, aren't they? Hockey group chats
right
are
back
fun.
to the game.
Oh,
Let's
man.
get the WhatsApp going,
Where
boys.
is this?
Where is Dease?
Where is this? Is he out like
Yeah,
carrying his girlfriend's purse or whatever?
Hey, love is love, man.
I mean, he said he had to attend to his gal.
Yeah.
Let him do it. I believe it. Hey, we love you. We miss you, Dease.
Yeah.
Hope
We love
everybody's
this.
healthy.
We know he would be here if he could, right? We're just joking,
Yeah.
Dease. Yeah.
Yeah, we love you, man.
It's okay. It's okay. We all have enough trouble understanding with that Welsh English anyways, you know?
Oh, yeah. At least he has teeth now when he talks.
Yeah, he's now David Owen because he has teeth.
That's very true. It's like when people called me Brent. Anyways, Andy, you looked like you were having fun the other night when you were asking where Dease was. When you heard the group chat asking all these Swedish folk where Dease was, and they're like,
Yeah.
What? Where's Dease?
Yeah, we had
young single Andy. The young single Andy, you know, throwing it in the married guy's face. You know, like he's throwing it in our face. Like
I couldn't believe how much. I haven't been out on a town like that in some time, man. You were having fun.
You saw it. You saw it like Ollie. It was me, a buddy of mine, and we were like 10 girls.
Yeah. It was like,
hey, I guess if you got it, you got it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every video was a different girl. He would send one video and then like maybe another girl. 10 minutes later, him and another girl. I'm like, man.
And nobody knew where Dease was.
Nobody knew where he was. Everyone's still wondering, where is Dease? They still
just a couple married guys with their families.
Yeah.
And they say that the hockey players got all the girls. It's not true, folks. It's the equipment guys.
Equipment guys.
They actually are the ones that run the world.
I may not look good, man. But I can talk.
Allegedly, you know, allegedly. The rumor is that the equipment guys do well, allegedly, you know?
Yeah. You and me can confirm it.
I don't know if that's actually the reputation you guys have around the game. I hate to say it, but
we're trying to change the rumor.
Hey, when the game's not going your way, you got to change the game yourself, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, let's just say there's a few of them around. There's some pretty good legends around.
Oh man, yeah. There's also a few. There's some equipment guys out there though that not many girls are gonna touch with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, I mean, hey, no need to hate.
Hey,
We're not mentioning names.
I just think it's so cool. I just think
Dease.
but for some reason they do.
Love you, buddy. Sorry.
Sorry, we didn't mean to. We were just having fun.
Line him up, knock him down.
Oh,
The wall is breaking down here.
So I get into how we know each other. I guess the way we've all met though is through Dease. Dease is my equipment guy. He's my guy. And then I met Maxie, and then we met Lamps, then we met Jerry Kuhn, and then all of a sudden we got all the way to Sweden and met Andy, right? What a shed.
Yeah. Like Andy and Dease knew each other before I ever met Andy, and I knew Dease before I met. So it was a common guy too.
It's like weird that all my friends are all friends with each other, and it's like we're all one big group of friends, and I didn't know about it until now.
Like,
and the one
first person to contact me. Like when
the one who put us together is not here.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Like when we drew for Lunda, Dease messaged me right away. Hey, my boy Andy, here's his name on Instagram. He'll take care of you. So I add him on Instagram. Boom.
Like, and then all of a sudden we're friends. It was like when now that I figured out how to make people collaborators when they come on, and if they actually accept that, then it goes out as their post. And then Andy writes, "That's my guy." When Maxie came on, I'm like,
exactly.
I was like, if he's your guy, then you're my guy. We're all guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We had the best time down in Straubing, actually. Moose was taking care of us really good.
I gotta say, that day they came in on a Sunday night after we played. They parked their van. I went out that Sunday night, a rare night out. I went out that Sunday night. I have not been that hungover in 10 years as I was. That they were like setting up the locker room. So like, and I really kind of had like drop my kid off at school, and all I had to do was laundry by myself, no players here. And Andy and his coworker were setting up the locker room, and I was like doing one task, laying on the table for 20 minutes, one task, laying on the table for 20 minutes the whole day.
Jeepers, you were that bad? You had to lay down all the time?
That's like maybe the top 3 of most biggest hangovers my entire life, even actually. Like, that's why I was laying around like, buddy, you're not 21 anymore.
And we were looking around for stuff, and like, where the fuck is Moose? Walked into the locker room, so I like a shut door with the lamps off. There was snoring on the massage bank.
Yeah, I'm here. What do you need? Okay, I'll be right there in 10 minutes. All right, perfect. You got it. It was just one of those days.
As long as the job gets done, right? As long as the job gets done. Got to work hard.
They had everything they needed. They had everything they needed, and I showed up for beers that night with them.
Exactly.
For schnitzel and beers. So
man,
when Dease is vouching for you, and then Andy shows up and you're passed out on the massage table, it's like, Dease does know good guys.
Thankfully, we had met the week before. We went to Gothenburg first.
Yeah.
So we already met the week before.
So
that's where I got the hat.
Who has the
hat
nicest
from?
barn? Let's argue. Who has the nicer barn?
It's not. Is that a real question?
Well, I saw the picture for London, and it looked so weird.
And honestly, that was only our practice rink.
Like we played in the practice rink. You guys, like the picture you saw was the game rink. For Champions League, their fans almost don't even care about it that early in Champions League. So they play the games down at the practice rink still, their old game rink.
So I saw like you guys have won the Champions League like 4 times with the coach you have. So now they don't even bother coming to the round robin games. We'll just see in the finals
See you in the finals, man.
Bro,
I understand. I'm the same way. I don't want to play the round robin games. I just want to play for trophies.
Bro, Champions League is like a big hit or miss on fans, like where it gets attendance. Like Switzerland, those early round games, it's not so crazy when they're like playing smaller clubs.
Yeah.
But like Straubing here, when we were in it the last time, and then this year were the first 2 times we got to play, or was the first time we actually got to play. So our fans went bananas for it.
Right.
Yeah, I loved playing in Straubing because it was like packed arena. The fans were like all over the place. Even when they play up in Gothenburg, it was like 700 fans going from Straubing up to Gothenburg. It was unbelievable.
Like our 700 to 1,000 fans in Gothenburg were louder than his fans that night. In their barn.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's fun.
So it's just so
being louder than the other team is fun. Like, and playing in front of packed barns is way better than half.
Yeah. It was awesome being
Yeah.
done in Straubing.
Well, it's a big deal for teams to get into that Champions Hockey League. Like, yeah, sure, for London, you win it 4 or 5 times, whatever.
Yeah.
But like when the Cardiff Devils made the Champions Hockey League for the first time,
Exactly.
I got to play with all my buddies on the PlayStation game. I'm like, this is so cool, and happened just after it should have.
Yeah, Cardiff knows when to show up. Like they showed up for the exhibition games just because we were a KHL team. Like their fans know when to show up for a big, like see a big thing.
Yeah, man. And they're building, they got quite the fan base now in Cardiff, and it's neat for me to see all these years later what's becoming over there. And winning does change things. I mean, I think it was like a long time, and then we won the Challenge Cup that year. And man, the amount of winning they've done since is bizarre. But I always say, like, once you learn and know how to win, it's like you can't accept the alternative. It hurts too much to lose.
Yeah, I would say so.
Maxie, I got a good one for you. The guy I grew up watching with the Elmira Sugar Thangs, watched him win a Sutherland Cup, then watched him go to Ferris State and get a scholarship, and then I did all the same things, and I wanted to be like him. And then he went to Germany, then I went to Germany. He came back to Elmira, has raised his family, his girls, and started coaching the Sugar Kings. Then he started with the Guelph Storm, the OHL. He just signed with Berlin to coach Berlin. So he's going to leave the girls are like grown up, and now he's going back. He's back in the game, back in the big time.
Okay. Excellent. That's awesome. I saw they hired a new coach. You're going to have to tell me his name because I didn't see it, but
Rob Collins. Rob Collins. Awesome.
Great.
That's why I wore number 23 at the start of my Western Michigan and Sugar King career, was because he was number 23.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I switched to number 10, and Brandon Dietrich was why. And then he brought me over to Germany to be his line mate. It's a small world, eh?
Yeah. That's what I always say. I always say it's a small world, and hockey's even smaller. Like once you're in hockey, it's like
it's crazy. So, and it's cool when you guys share what I post, to entertain myself, because Paris O'Brien, Andy, started following
that's my
along.
guy.
Yeah, and
that's my boy.
And Dease knows him. And weird world is I check him out because it says he's an Olympian. I'm like, what the hell's this? An Olympian's following me now?
Play for China.
Yeah, but he just signed to play for Wilfrid Laurier, which is like where my parents had student houses that they'd rent out growing up, and I get to do all the work on them. And he's going to the school where I'm like from. Weird.
Paris is the best guy. Should I have him on the show?
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I have not many windows, and once I get sad when I don't have one booked. I need something to look forward to in my life.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to this all weekend.
Yeah. Since the group chat started, I've been looking forward to that.
Isn't it weird that like you're going through a weekend saying, geez, I can't wait till Monday? And that's how fun my life is now.
I can't wait to talk to 2 other morons.
Well, you're only allowed to be a donkey if you had a donkey growing up. And I did. I had a donkey, so I'm allowed to be. But yeah, I want to get to know that Paris O'Brien guy, but let's see. Do I have it? So we didn't meet that long ago, and I just looked. It's like, Max, you were 379. Then I get chatting with Andy. He's 381. So that wasn't even that long ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys are like shed legends when you get brought back so quickly, right?
I love it. Hey, let's compliment another shed legend, Bryce Reddick, on becoming an assistant coach in the NAHL.
I just saw that. Yeah, and I've been messaging with him, and I think he knew he wants to. He's a shed guy, and he's a hockey guy. And I was telling him, I'm like, man, you don't have kids and a family that like you can go do whatever you want right now and get started. And that's pretty neat. He got a coaching gig, and he's can transition and stay in the game because hockey needs more people like that.
Yep, absolutely. Great guy.
You know him?
Yeah, we were in Vegas together.
God, it's a weird world, isn't it?
Yeah, and I played beer league with his dad. Andy, his dad is Pokey Reddick that played for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
Goalie in the 80s.
Yes, I knew that too. And I had his mom to the shed.
Yeah, I heard that. I listened to that episode. I remember listening to that. Yeah, Pokey and I played beer league like against each other, but he has not put on goalie gear since the day he retired, so he was a forward.
Yep. Every goalie does that, man. They always play goalie, and then as soon as it's over, they're like, "Oh, watch me go out and score goals." It's like, "Oh, you're brutal. Get back in nets. We have a goalie."
Pekka Rinne has like top 5 slap shot I've ever seen. and he would rip him. He would rip him after practice with like take his catcher blocker off with no gloves, no helmet, and chesty still on. And it's
he
like
was
a
one of
top five
those.
shot.
He was one of those first goalies that was like one of the freaks. That's like big
the
and
athlete goalie.
athletic and can move
Yeah.
and was like an athlete. And goalies
Yeah.
weren't usually made that way before. So my son had a baseball tournament this weekend, and they got some kid. He's a year older than my son, and man, he's big, he's strong. You can tell he's just an athlete. And I just want to see the kid play hockey. It's like, okay, I've seen you play baseball.
Yeah.
Let's get some skates on you. I want to see what you can do. And then I find out he's the goalie, and I'm like, man, you must be good.
Yeah. It's crazy how athletic goalies are these days.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Pekka was a wild story. Like, found it in warm-ups. Like they came to watch the goalie ahead of him or something, and they saw him in warm-ups and were like, we got to get this guy.
Yeah.
We got to get this guy. And then they did, and they sent him to Milwaukee where I was, and he was like our backup. And it was like pretty clear in the first 4 weeks of the season that he was not the backup, that he was the starter.
Well,
and
it is
we
weird
ran all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ran all the way to the finals. We lost in game 6 of the finals that year, but I mean, that was like he just showed up at the right times, and pretty much like a year or two after that, he wasn't back in the AHL for the rest of his career. You know?
Well, yeah, and when you get on the ice with guys, and it doesn't take long, and it's like even like coaching kids, like you get on the ice in under 13, those kids know who the players are right away. Like, it's pretty clear. But I had a really cool one this weekend for a dad. Happy Father's Day, Maxie.
Thank you.
It was a pretty. So we're getting into this baseball thing. Like my kid, it's his second year of baseball. He's an under 13. He says he wants to try out for rep because he had fun last year playing with his buddies. I'm like, sure, you're a first year, you're little. I don't see this happening for you, so let's go try. And then I guess, they saw something in him, wanted him. But in baseball, you get to these tournaments, only the kids in the lineup like play, and they're playing to win. So it's like my kid just learned the rules last year, and it's like, he rode the pine the first weekend. He got in a little bit, but didn't play much. And then they won the trophy, and winning is fun. And then all of a sudden he wanted to pitch in the backyard, play baseball every night when they win a trophy that he wasn't really that involved, but it takes everybody to win. This weekend, he's riding the pine again. They're blowing a team out, and they're like, well, let's throw the kid in to clean up the last inning. He went out there, struck out all 3 batters. Then they go to the next game, and they put him back in. They put him back in like the second inning, and he cruised through the whole game and finished the game on the mound. And I was like, oh my God, you did it, man. You're here.
Yep, bingo. Like, solid shot, took it, man. He wally pipped the guy.
Dude, it was crazy for me because I told him the same thing. I'm like, I'm so proud of you because mentally, everything, enjoying the sport when you're not playing much is hard. And I said, dude, you reminded me of when I went to the AHL and they threw me on the 4th line with the fighters, and I didn't know how to adapt. I didn't know how to mentally sit there all game and not be involved. And then I didn't like hockey and it wasn't fun. And then I'd go out there and play like it wasn't fun and I would suck. He did the opposite. He went out there and got his chance and was like, boom, I'm here. You're pitching me all year.
Yeah, here we go.
That was
fucking
cool.
Owned it.
It was cool though, and then they won it again. And winning is fun, and it's fun seeing these kids kick hard and win everything. It's fun for my son to be a part of. Way to go, guys!
Absolutely, I saw the pictures on your Instagram, the medals.
Oh yeah, winning's fun.
Yeah, awesome.
So if we're really getting into how small this world is and everything is like, Maxie, you were the one that sent me a picture of the Dayton Bombers DVD from our rookie party in 2006. And man, that's crazy that you know the equipment manager from way back then. And the bomb squad was a crew of
And you know who else was on that team was Scott Ford.
He sure was.
Yeah. He was in Milwaukee when I was there too for a little bit, and he's still there. He's now a Milwaukee legend.
After that year, he became like the captain in the AHL, and now he coaches in the AHL.
Yeah. I think he signed in Peoria for half a season. Nashville immediately traded for him back as an AHL guy. That's how big of a deal he was, right? Get this guy back in our system for our guys.
It was amazing to see the Dayton Bombers that were going bankrupt and had no expectations, and we marched to the finals. We were a team, and we lived in a crappy town and crappy apartments, and all we had was each other. And now I
Played
always
at a bad rink.
Well, I say it all the time. Winning changes people's careers. It gets people talking. It gets people places. It's like if we get put out first round from that team, the coach is an assistant GM of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Fordo became a captain in the AHL. Philip Dupuis played in the NHL. Bruce Frischman played in the NHL. Farniuk became a captain, legend, winner in the Asian League. And it's like, man, I can't believe all these guys went and did all this cool stuff from this brutal town in the East Coast.
Yeah, that's how it works. I think that's just when you have a good time and you put together on the ice, and it makes for great stories and great time.
Yeah, having fun playing the game makes you play way better. Just my opinion. And I bet you your teams have fun with you guys as the equipment guys, you know?
We've been known to have a little bit of fun.
Andy, seeing you work the crowd there the other night, asking where Dease was, I'm like, I want to play hockey with this guy.
Hockey? I want to go golfing with that guy. Did you see where they were?
Yeah. Always on the golf course. I'm playing golf every day. I'm not getting any better. No, I still suck.
Well, and winning's fun. And my Kincardine Canucks, we're having our first reunion from winning all Ontario's. We're having a golf day and a pool party, you know? Probably going to do a belly flop.
Belly flop, as I say, when's the belly flop coming?
Oh, they earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, winning is forever. Anywho. So you vacuum the bench, Maxie? The picture of you vacuuming the bench. I've always been sweeping.
That's a wet mop. That's like a electric mop. So like I put water. Yeah, like I put like it has like.
You got all the tools, eh?
Yeah. So like I put a little water down, and then there's a little like cleaning solution that leaks out of it while I clean, and I do that. I only started doing that. This will be the third season of it now, because the construction that we've had going on now, that's going into the third season of this huge addition that we're having. Just since then, lots of extra stuff gets tracked into the building. So like we had our first exhibition game that year against Nuremberg. I think their guy had like 18 steel changes or something. I had like 13. Like it was crazy. Just because of
the steel changes, eh? I never got into that world.
Yeah. Like Andy could tell you, because like he was here at the height of some of the bad construction.
Yeah.
Like at the worst of it. So he could tell you what it was like. So
it was like a construction site.
Yeah. So I got that machine just to make sure every game I do our bench.
Yeah. Well, I understand, because
I got a great greasy story about it though. I got a great story about it.
I love stories.
Okay, so I was telling you about that first game of the season, because the preseason it wasn't under construction so much, and then the first game of the regular season was against Nuremberg, and that was the night that we had like, I think they had like 15 or 18. Their dumb equipment guy was yelling at me about, and I had like 12 or 13 that night. So all he did was out like motherfuck us and yell, and like wouldn't even talk. Like you would have thought I was there with the shovel putting the fucking dust out, right? Or putting the mud and dirt out. You would have thought I was personally doing it. I wasn't.
Well, so I wouldn't put it past people. I mean, Dease used to go take a huge poop in the other team's toilet and not flush it before they'd get there.
I mean, listen, I understand what you're saying, but typically, like, first of all, that's Dease. That's wild. And if you're going to do something like sand on the floor or throwing dirt on the floor, it's typically in retaliation of dumbassness. So, like, they haven't done anything to us. I've never gotten into that game of retaliating or starting the war like that, because there's long time stories of that. So we played Nuremberg. We went to Nuremberg in like January for the first time that season. And every other equipment guy in the DEL said, hey, when you go to Nuremberg, take your vacuum, take your mop, like shit's going to happen. Be careful. We get there, sand in the locker room. I've got pictures of it and video to boot, and sand on the bench, right? Like sand. Not dirt, not construction zone people walking. Like somebody carried a bag of sand and dumped it out in our locker room and on the bench. And so there's video of it. Like I have it.
That's
like that it's in there.
That's so him really playing the game.
Yes. But oh God, like we kind of just.
You're starting to get pissed off right now. You want to get on the ice and drop the mitts with him, don't you?
No, not at all. Because we kind of like made up this year after I kind of like, he hasn't talked to me for like a year and a half after this. Because he still won't admit that he did it, which I think is wild. I'm kind of saying, like, just be a man and say, yeah, fuck you, I did it. Like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong. Every other equipment guy in the league warned us because he bitched about it happening here and then told them, I'm going to get those fuckers back. Well, guess who? Every other equipment guy likes us. So every other equipment guy warned us, be careful.
Right.
So I brought my electric mop. I brought my vacuum. And so, like, by the time I had it cleaned up, he came in the room. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I'm like, fuck. Ralphie, I would respect you more if you fucking said, yeah, fuck you, I did it.
Right.
Than saying, I didn't do it, like a bitch, right?
Yeah, because if you played the game, you played the game. It's like, if I speared you in the nuts, yes, I did.
So again, like, so it was handled. Like, the problem was handled, and then we made up kind of at the end of this season. We finally like had a conversation, but only over having a fact of like a common enemy. And I wouldn't even say if God, I don't know if I should go this far.
You never know where the line is sometimes, right?
Let's go.
I
believe it was Cody Lample. Cody Lample said to me when he came to Shed, and I loved the saying, just sling it.
All right.
Just sling it.
The assistant.
The truth is the truth, folks.
Okay, I'm slinging. But before we say all this, we should clear it with Dease, but let's go for it right now.
Oh dear.
The assistant
Dease is involved?
Yes. The assistant equipment guy from Nuremberg started dating Dease's ex-girlfriend during this season.
Oh,
the Welsh gal.
Okay,
the Welsh gal.
I heard that she's equipment managers. Yeah, that was a weird one for me.
Okay. So
thought you guys were brothers, man.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So listen, like, I don't know. So that started, and so then let's just say like Ralphie, the equipment guy in Nuremberg, was not so happy with this guy. Right. And so then like stories started like floating, like through nothing to do with the girl. It's just how the connection of like maybe me not liking this guy or not getting quite along with this guy was made. I was starting to hear stories. So I went to like Ralphie, and that's kind of how me and him made up, because I was like, hey, so tell me what's up about this dumb stuff.
I love when people have each other's backs, because I would have been the same. I'm like, you better get that guy out of my sight.
and let me just say, he slung it. So then I immediately go to Dease and I sling it.
Slinging it's way better than holding it all in, man. I held it in for like a decade, all the hurt I had in my hockey career, and now that I just sling it, I feel much better.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna talk anymore about something like that, but it's kind of funny how immediately it's like I hear Dease's older girl's got a ex-equipment guy. I got to make up with Ralphie so I get stories about this guy. Figure out who this fucking guy is.
It's a small world though, man. You guys are like a team too, all the equipment guys that like show up to another town and you need each other's backs, right?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
We miss you, Dease.
Yeah, Dease. Where is Dease? You know what's cool though is Dease is as happy as he's ever been, and I can tell he's like
absolutely
like grown up and in love, and it's like, jeepers, what happened? You know,
what did the text?
I thought some people would never change. You know,
age appropriate.
What was it texted last, like yesterday or something? 2 times in the morning, or was it 2 times? Or yeah. You have to take a nap.
And then sends a picture of that mug with the teeth front and center.
I love pictures. Funny pictures are funny, you know. My wife said to me the other day, "Why do you have to make a face in every photo?" I'm like, because it's funner then. And look who's here!
Oh, here he is!
Yeah!
Hey, silent treatment.
I think we have to talk. No. We're in the shed.
No, for Dease.
But is he there?
Yeah, Dease.
He must have heard us talking about him.
What?
There he is! Look at that guy!
That's unbelievable.
I'm driving. I'm driving, so I can't look at you.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to, I just propped you up on the dash. I'm not looking at you. I'm keeping my eyes on the road.
That's one ugly motherfucker there.
Hey, speak
I
of
don't
the devil.
trust you.
Speak of the
I
devil.
already don't trust you driving as is. Now you're doing a podcast.
I'm not ginger, so it could be worse, eh?
Why are you on the right side?
That's where we drive over here.
Just kidding.
I got to go back to Austria on Friday, and I'm going to be all over the road again.
Isn't it weird
Always
switching back and
happens.
forth? These I remember the first time they put me in one of those cars, and they're like, "Well, here you go. Here's your car." I'm like, so I gotta do what now?
Yeah, it's interesting.
You have a present waiting for you down in Graz.
Oh, I'll be there. Well, I get to the rink on like Saturday. So I'm only in Graz for I'm in Austria for 5 days. I fly in Saturday night, and then I go to
We're losing them in the tunnel here.
Sunday, and then I fly
He's going to
back out again
ACDC.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
Anyone heard what he said?
My fuzzy.
yeah, you went through a tunnel or something, Dease.
ACDC.
That seatbelt
Can
looks
you hear me
really
now?
tight,
My
man.
back?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Gotcha.
Hey, what's going on with your boob there? That seatbelt looks tight, man.
Because I'm driving a smart car.
Give that thing some air, man. Jeepers, you gotta be able to
fat
breathe.
over the summer.
Hey, where's the Merc?
Merc's gone. I sold the Merc a few years ago because it just wasn't worth keeping to use it for the 2.5, 3 months of the year I'm home.
You got like
So
a nice
now I've
fancy
got-
sunroof and everything, eh? Like I can see the
Hey,
sky.
boys,
It's beautiful.
boys, I need to walk away from a minute. I need to text all the girls that we found this.
Dease, did you laugh at that group chat? Is he in a tunnel again? Is he
He's
there?
frozen again. Look at that dog.
That shouldn't. Oh no, I dropped you.
Oh my god.
Oh, I was worried I was gonna see his beanbag there for a second. God, that did.
Oh, that could
Do you guys know how much fun I'm having? It's Monday.
have been real
And
bad.
I'm having
Yeah,
lunch
Monday.
with all the boys.
Is this the first shed visit from a car, Wally?
No, actually, I've had Evan Mosey in cars. I've had
pros.
Brace Reddick in a car. I had a dad that was at his son's hockey practice in the parking lot doing it too. I talked to a lot of people in different places. Do you know how much fun I'm having though? Like this is what I loved about hockey was having lunch with shed guys, and that's what we're doing. This is fun.
This is the
I
group
said
chat
if I
going
could
live.
make it, I'd make it. So here I am.
We
This
just got to
timing is
remember we're not in
absolutely
the group
wild.
chat now, and this is actually going out there. So just
Oh, fuck.
remember where the line is, fellas.
What line?
Dease, this is Dease,
turn
this is
into a shit
incredible
show.
timing. This is incredible timing because I swear to God, we were actually talking about you.
Did you the hair stand up in the back of your neck and you heard
Whatever you're
us and you're
saying,
like,
I
I
can't
gotta get
hear.
in there.
Oh, you can't even hear us saying it.
I'm frozen on Andy's mug.
Oh my god, this is a mess. Is anybody gonna listen to us? Jeepers.
Oh,
Good
geez.
thing I had a donkey when I was a kid.
You're just abusing the shit out of me.
No, that's what I'm saying. We were talking about you when you called.
He said
When you dialed
he
in.
said that he was gonna have to ask for your approval to talk about what he talked about, but now you're here, but we already talked about it, so maybe he can ask you now.
Oh, that sounds fucking ominous.
I may or may not have brought up how your ex-girlfriend started dating another equipment guy.
Yeah,
So then we went to that. So then how
he's got a type, eh?
yeah, so type. And so how maybe that guy's boss and I didn't get along so well until I went and said, like, hey, tell me everything you can know about this guy. And then he's like, this piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, now me and Ralph, your buddies again. And I got some stories to tell these.
So I'm fixing the world of the DEL here. I'm just bringing everyone together.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Hey,
we
I'm
were
the one
talking about
bringing
the
everybody
picture.
together, Dease.
We were talking about the pictures sent us yesterday that you had to take a nap after a few hours of work, like 2 times of work or what was it, 6 times?
I always have to. Yeah, I'm always working, so I got to take a nap. You know,
I
I do a lot of work. Do a lot of
Not
work.
that
You know,
Dease, you've always done a lot of work, my man.
yeah. Wally's witnessed my working.
God. Well, sometimes you have so much work to do that it's like, well, I can't get everything done before we leave, so I'm gonna pack up the sticks before the game's over. And I'm like, Dease, what if my stick breaks? And you're like, we're up 4-1 in Scotland. You don't need a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year
Oh,
we were so bad in Graz. My assistant coach would lean over and he'd say to me, "We packed," and we'd be down like 6-1, 10 minutes in the third, and he'd go, "Oh, we packed," and I'm like, "Just the sticks. Once this game's done, I'm on the bus," and I could be on that bus 3 minutes after the game finished. It was like, "Yeah, the sticks are packed." There'd be a minute left in the game, and I'm literally packing the sticks, and guys would be like, "Hey, Dease, what if my stick breaks?" I said, "Down 6-1, sit on the fucking bench."
I do know you like winning
I
too.
was such an asshole.
You've probably had a tough go the last
change.
few years, eh? You guys have lost for a few years there in Graz, and man, it looks like a sweet setup.
It's been tough. We got one of the best setups in the league, but it's just been tough. But we got our new owner now who's bankrolling, and the team we've signed is absolutely scary, to be honest. So it's going to be a much better year. Yeah, it's going to be a much better year. So I don't think I can pack sticks with like a minute and a half left.
Oh, yeah. Jeepers. I hope you are still wearing your seatbelt because it doesn't look as tight to your chest as it. I don't see it anymore. So as long as you're being safe over there, wherever you are. He's gone.
I think Dease froze again.
Yeah.
He froze.
He better focus anyways, right? Oh, God. So I got a question for Andy. In Germany, I know about Kabina Fest. I know about Kabina Fest. They're fantastic. They're one of my favorite parts of hockey, and I brought it back to Kincardine, Canada for my 40th birthday party with my fellas, my under 13 boys. We had some Spätzle. Do you guys do that in Sweden? Do you guys have like Kabina Fest, and do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we had it last year actually. We closed down the locker room. We had a Kabine Fest in the locker room, just hang out, like in the sauna, jacuzzi, having beers.
Saunas are
went
good too,
crazy.
right?
Yeah. The management called all the wives to make sure that they knew the boys weren't coming home after practice. Yeah. Then we went went to the party.
Oh man, that
good management.
That just brought back
really
a lot of memories, and it's like, I don't know, it's always interesting to me. The teams I won on, when you go have a Kabina Fest, everybody just gets along and has fun and runs amok. And then the teams I didn't win on, there was a Kabina Fest that went right sideways, where it was like, guys made mistakes, and then all of a sudden the next day at practice, it's all like a big problem, and it's like, well, this is why we don't win, because people don't know what the hell they're doing away from the rink too.
Exactly.
Anyways, Kabina Fests are usually really fun.
I think
my boys didn't make any mistakes this year though on my 40th birthday. The under 13 boys kept her in check. We just ate the food and went home.
So Moose, how's it going with my application of starting in Straubing? Does she approve it yet?
Bro,
you're leaving for London for Straubing?
For one reason. For one reason.
Maxie, you did write to me and say, hey, you know any other equipment guys?
Still
looking?
Still looking. Anybody out there that wants an equipment guy job? 12-month contract, apartment and a car.
Call my ex-girlfriend, Maxie.
She's got to know some guys.
I don't have her number. I don't have her number, but for sure she knows some guys.
I need some
hockey,
winners,
Dease.
You know? Yeah, that's hockey.
Fuck them, eh?
Hey, you're on my team till you show me you're not on my team, and then you ain't on my team, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, we could use a guy. Anybody that's out there, we could use a guy. Get in touch.
Well, sorry, like my kids are still too young, and we've set down roots, and like I am interested in learning how to sharpen skates to be back in a room and help win trophies, but it's just not time right now. You know, I have my own championships.
I mean, you could bring the kids, you could bring the wife and kids over here. You know, you get a place to live in. You know,
it's a
nice German school. You know, better
well,
I
got a coaching job in minor hockey, so I am committed to my team. Once I'm on a team, I'm on a team. I've never been traded before, and I never will be.
back on a pro
Just fine.
squad, hanging out in the locker room every day.
It does sound fun. And then you can take naps wherever you want, like Dease, right? You just lay down and fall asleep anywhere you are.
Yep, anywhere. Normally my desk.
I saw you sleep in a lot of strange places that year when you had no help and were doing it all on your own.
The ECHL days. Man, the ECHL and SPHL days, I could sleep anywhere. You give me a locker room floor and a shower towel as a pillow, I needed like 4 minutes. I was out.
Shower towel, though. That's a good pillow, eh?
Yeah,
every
maybe
bus
2
trip,
of them.
Every bus trip, the bus hadn't even left Cardiff. I was out.
Oh yeah, and you just lay right in the middle of the floor and fart and stink and
Yeah.
It's one thing I really miss about hockey is being on a bus with a team of friends and it's smelling bad because guys stink.
Sleeper bus bunk. Oh, what a wonderful place.
I didn't like the sleeper buses. I couldn't get up and mingle enough. I like to mingle.
Loved it. I love to hang out and then crawl into the bunk and be like, all right, we're shutting
actually,
down.
Right behind the driver. Love that.
Actually, Decent. Now let's bring back memories of Cardiff. I actually didn't mingle at all when I was doing the Masters and had 2 kids. I got on the bus and I went to sleep until the game, and then I would stay up after because I had slept. That was my routine. Stay up after the game and have fun,
Oh yeah.
Where'd Andy go? He muted himself and put us up on the ceiling. Jeepers.
Taking a break, huh?
We're in Germany, Sweden, and
Oh,
Dease. You're in Wales?
I had to take a piss.
Yeah, I'm in Wales.
That's it. Hey, you got it.
Bladder.
We got enough people that if you guys need bathroom breaks, you guys just go right ahead, right? I don't know how to control these group chats anyways, and I don't know if anybody listens to them because I don't care because I'm having fun either way. So, Andy.
Not cross the line. I don't think this group has the line.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's
I haven't seen a line in years.
Actually, it was probably going back to Wally night and getting topless and spray painted in the crowd and getting naked in front of a whole team of dudes I didn't know to do a pregame speech and not have Dease there to spray paint me, which was weird too. But anyways, that was like the day I was like, so I've been holding in like who I am and what I'm about like all these years, and I'd only show my teammates. And it's like, I actually don't care what anybody thinks of me anymore. I don't know where the line is anymore, and I don't care. Judge me if you want.
Hey, Cody Lampo said, sling it.
Sling it, right? Be yourself. Have fun. Enjoy the game.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you don't play and you just come out to your shed.
Just ride the wave.
So are you peeing now, Maxie?
Nope, just walking to the fridge.
It's nice to see there's still beers in hockey rooms. Andy, that's a question I got. Whoa, you switched sides on me. You sent me a picture of your locker room. There was a lot of equipment in there for the summertime. Why was all this hockey equipment hung up in stalls? Are these guys giving her already?
Yeah, they are practicing. They have summer training. They have ice 2 hours every week for guys who want to. So I'm doing all the new skates for the upcoming season now. Profiling, sharpening. My colleague is doing all the new clothes, hanging out the new gear.
Profiling. You're putting it all.
Holy moly, this sounds like Dease
Hey,
late.
Dease is saying you're putting it on Pro Sharp and hitting a button. That's what Dease is saying.
Hey,
right
Robo.
Pro Shop and then going to watch.
What I said.
Hey, who is talking to Robot Man?
You just press a button. That's all you do. You just put it in the Pro Shop.
Robot Man, I couldn't hear what you said.
So you're telling me there's an equipment manager gig in Straubing, Germany, and I can't take it, and Dease can be an equipment manager? I'm sure I could do it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Straubing's a great place.
Listen, if you like hockey, and I'm willing to train.
Right.
Like we could get you.
This is a great opportunity for shed guys and gals out there that are listening.
Here's the biggest thing I have to say is like you just have to be committed to moving to Germany for 12 months a year to live here. And we get our 3 months or 3 weeks vacation in the summer, like 3 weeks vacation to like leave, go do whatever you want. And then like the rest of the time in the summer, I work like maybe 4 hours, 6 hours a day, 4 hours here, not on Fridays. Like
And
We
living
have
in
ice twice. We do have ice twice a week. But I
and
literally just have
living
to
in
drop
Germany
off
in the
gear and
summer is
leave.
fun, right? Like I got to do
Yeah.
it in July and I loved everything about it except the hockey.
So far this summer has sucked. We've had a lot of intense rain, like the flood, like we had some pretty bad flooding all around Bavaria here, including here in Straubing. But the weather is typically better than this in the summertime, yes.
Well, and then they have all those places where you can like sit outside and like people watch and
Yeah.
drink beers. And it's like, this
Yeah.
is what I want to do with my day. I'll be here.
And you know what's legal now in Germany, right?
Yeah, cannabis.
And you can do that in public after 8 p.m. as long as you are not like
What
between
changes
8
when the
p.m.
clock strikes 8? Cinderella.
Yes, and there's certain
Ding
areas like
dong.
you can't be by a
Ding
school,
dong.
right? Yeah, seriously, bro, for real.
That's
So
stupid.
you're talking about
I'm
like those
sorry.
nice, like you're talking about like. I mean, I kind of respect it. It means like kind of wait for the kids to be in, and then people outside, you have your time. I mean, listen, like Ohio, it's legal now, but only at your house. So it's kind of nice to have the option. So what I'm saying is, you're talking about these like nice places to sit down. You walk out by the river at 8, 9 o'clock at night, and the sun's still kind of up. People outside having a good time, playing music. You're like, man, this is something I never thought I would see
totally
here.
different, man. It's like you just drive into town and there's stores on every corner, like they're Tim Hortons now.
No,
We also the reason why Moose is never leaving Straubing again.
No.
That brings back a memory for me though, when you're talking about it, the world changing that way, was everywhere I played for 3 times was when I was a kid in Canada. You were allowed to smoke in restaurants or bars.
Yeah.
You would go in and your clothes and everything would reek. Like you have to wash it all like you were at a campfire.
Oh my God.
And then I go to Michigan and it's changed in Canada and you couldn't do it. And then you could go out and like not have to wash your clothes, which I'm into. And then you get to Michigan and they're allowed to fire up the cigs in the bar again. You're like, this is disgusting. And then they change that while you're there. And then you go to Daytona Beach, Ohio, and it's back to the same thing again. You're like, oh my God, just stop this. Stop smoking in places. It's disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, I remember working in the bar. I worked in the bar in Wisconsin when you could still smoke inside. Like we'd have to have, a shirt a night, 2 shirts a night. Like it was sweaty, hot,
it was
darts
so
everywhere.
Gross. I even remember back in the day in Canada, the Tim Hortons would have like a glassed off area for the people to smoke cigs inside.
Oh my God, yeah, smoking section. Hey, if you really remember back, it used to just be like a little velvet rope was like the only thing between the smokers.
In the restaurant, you're like, oh, that doesn't smell over here at all. I'm enjoying my food. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
See, this is why I knew I didn't have to write down many notes, because I didn't know what we were going to talk about. So, Andy, you're wearing a Red Wing shirt. Is that because of all the Swedes that won the Stanley Cup and were a wagon for all those years?
That's my team, man. That's my team. Been cheering for them since '93.
I became a Nashville Predator fan just recently. That's my team because Ryan O'Reilly let me skate with him and also bring my puppies that he helped inspire that then won all Ontario. So I'm a pretty big Nashville fan.
I love Nashville.
So how does that go?
Everybody talk at once. Everybody listen. Go.
Go in your house, Wally.
What?
How does that work in your house? Because Lisa's a Wings fan.
She doesn't really care about hockey.
Isn't Lisa a Wings fan?
She doesn't care who wins at
I
hockey.
She's a Wings fan.
Yeah, she's from there. Yeah, but I don't I don't think she's that into it. I think she's been around enough arenas that she only cheers for the Kincardine Canucks now. Anywho, here's a small world one I'm gonna try and put together in my brain from the research team. I find it weird who coaches where and how they decide who's going to be the coach of that franchise and bring people in and decide who plays for them. I also find it weird when the coach doesn't get to pick his players, because I think that's weird. But Maxie, your coach, was a former Bietigheim Steeler coach and coached Craig Teeple, shed guy that I had on because I saw him up in the rafters, and he is a beauty, just like the guy I'd want. And I see your coach brings a lot of North Americans over, a lot of Canadians and Americans. And I remember when I got to Bietigheim and that they said, we've had a great history of bringing over Canadians, and that's what we fill with imports. And I'm like, so I maybe ended up in Bietigheim somewhat through your coach in Straubing.
Okay. Yeah, Tom was in Bietigheim. I'm pretty sure they won a championship when he was in Bietigheim.
No, that was us. That was me.
No. I think he won. I think he won one there before. I think there was one before you.
They had never
think
won
he
the
looked at
second
it.
league, man. They won the second league for the first
Yeah,
time.
but he might have won it. I'm thinking he won it in the third league for him. To be honest with you,
Actually, I think he might have been coaching Kelvin Elfring or someone then if he did that. But I don't know if they won the
Yeah.
third league to move up. But you know what? They're gonna have to do it again because they're in the
Yeah.
third league. I'm not laughing.
yeah, they're back. And, that's a wild situation from top league to the second league to the third league that fast.
Well, so someone mentioned one day to me like shed luck, and I didn't, it was weird for me in my hockey career when so many things didn't go the way I wanted them to, and things didn't really make sense to me, and like how much puck luck I'm getting now that I just talked to people in my shed is like my last puppy, Renee Schofs, who was a young buck when we win that championship, was the last puppy on that team when they win it all and go to the DL. He retires, they get relegated, and then they get relegated again, and none of my puppies were there. And I was like, my bad. I don't know. It's weird though. Because now I wanted Renee Schofs to win. But like when you asked me to leave and you had promised me a bunch of stuff, and then you asked me to leave instead, and then it's like, so now that all my puppies are gone, I'm like, I don't know how to feel anymore because I still like a lot of people in that town. Weird game.
Yeah. That relegation, it's so weird. It makes for some interesting times a year, some crazy things. Like
I can't
Augsburg
believe they got relegated from the second league in Bietigheim, man. It's like I never heard they don't have money now, and money talks. It's like, how did you go from the DL to the third league? That doesn't make sense.
No, I mean I remember when they were in the DEL, I would hear stories about their players would talk about they were still pretty much on their DEL2 contracts financially, so they were never really breaking out the big bucks in the they were never breaking out the DEL big bucks, but you would think that would still translate to being competitive in the second league.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough for that town. Dease, how far are you driving? Where are you going?
I had to drive from Newport to back home. I'm home in like 5 minutes, so not too far. Then I gotta leave you when I get home.
Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by, and you said I will make it if I can, and I said I know, right?
I'm here. I dialed in.
Once you spray paint my canvas, then you're with me for life.
What a canvas!
I find it weird. What we were doing back then, just having fun playing the game, has like it's weird that we can tell those stories on here and we have funny things to talk about, and then all these guys now because your career's gone like that, and I was the one that gave you a reference letter. I think it's hilarious.
I think it's hilarious that I got a job because you gave me a reference. That's wild. And I also got a job because of Maxi told me that the opening was in Graz.
Hey, nobody's nobody. And it's like when I got back and I felt like I was a nobody and nobody cared I'd ever played hockey and I couldn't find a job or work or friends. And then I get a call from like Collingwood, Ontario, and the guy's like, hey, I'm the coach of Graz and I want to know about David Owen. I'm like, oh, who's that guy?
From Collingwood, Ontario?
Yeah.
That's what Doug was. That's what Doug lived.
That's what. Okay, Greg McCauley, what's up? All right, that's all I got to say.
Small world. When you get talking around, you never know who's gonna listen.
This is the Greg McCauley. He was my roommate in Utah. Like, they put the equipment guy and the assistant coach would kind of come work for like not much money and an apartment because it was the East Coast League, and so Greg McCauley came from Collingwood, Ontario, and lived with me for a year. We lived together there and had a great time. And then he came to visit me and stayed in Zagreb for like a month with me one time. Great guy, beauty dude.
And it's all very small, strange world. That's like where my grandparents are from and where my old man was born and raised. So
that's been wrong.
That's crazy.
Dease, did you see Lordo is going to be coaching junior kids and became the coach of the Halifax Mooseheads?
Yeah, in the queue. Good
Yeah.
for him. Feel bad for those poor kids.
I feel bad for the kids too, because he's pretty gosh darn intense. I think I would be
Those
much
kids
more
are gonna
fun to
be like,
play
"What
for
the
at that
fuck?"
age.
Gosh, Lordo is intense for some
Those kids are
young
gonna be
fellas like that.
Well, he is, and he's gonna train him to give her and play hard. And I remember, man, when he was our player coach, there were some shifts. Obviously, he couldn't do it all the time because he played himself too much and not me. But there were some shifts to start games where I'm like, well, if that's our coach and that's how hard he's trying, I'm like, we better bring our A game because he can give her.
I remember when we were waiting for a shipment of sticks for him, and he gets that rage tantrum and he just snaps sticks. And we were in Nottingham, and I said to him, "Lordo, that's your last new stick. Don't have one of your tantrums." End of the first period, he comes in and shatters it across the ice bucket, holding all the ice. I was like, fuck me. They don't come for another 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, like I think that's a heck of a job to get though, because that's a sweet barn, a sweet town, and pretty stable in those leagues. I think, like, I don't think you just get one kick at the can if you don't do well. I think they give you
No.
time, like an NCAA job,
Yeah, they tend to seem like they give people a little bit of time there because it's more about developing. If
Yeah.
you're sending guys off on draft picks, and making your organization look good there, like that's still going to get you attention in that league.
Yeah, I found like an interesting move because he was an East Coast coach of the year this year, and he didn't stay in the pro game. But man, there's some guys with some sweet gigs in the junior leagues and the NCAA.
Well, wasn't that where Patrick Rao was for a while before he'd come up?
But he was with he owned the team in Quebec.
Oh yeah. He owned the
so he was
right?
coaching there. Yeah, but it's not uncommon for guys to go like OHL right to NHL for jobs and things like that. Q right to NHL for jobs. It does happen. So you go kill it there.
And I think
mix.
coaching's coaching. I mean, I don't know. I've had a lot of different age groups and teams and talent levels so far, but like, I think it's more about having people want to play for you and enjoy the game and have fun when they show up. And that's what I try to do. And I'm pretty hard on them if they don't listen to me, because I'm like, I can only have fun if you do things right. Then we can have so much fun. But if you don't do things right, I'm not going to be fun at all.
And maybe it's good too. I'm not quite sure how it works there, but maybe it's a good thing that they probably have their own GM, right? So then you can coach and focus much more on coaching.
Well, I would think you'd have to, because all the drafting and watching kids and everything.
Like in the East Coast League where he was before, like you almost have 3 job titles. You're normally head coach, you're normally GM, and you're normally director of hockey operations. So if I
know Lordo, he would have done all those things, even if he wasn't asked to, because he would want it done his way.
Exactly. Yeah. That's for the short time that I met him, I'd 100% agree with you on that.
That's what meant so much to me, though, was when I was hurt and I knew he wanted everything his way, that he actually asked me to help him with the power play. I'll still never forget that moment, because I knew he wanted everything like he wants it. And I'm like, so you're going to let Wally run the power play? I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, that's some trust. That's some big trust.
Well, when I was hurt and I had nothing going on other than, I don't know
if look where I'm walking past. Do you recognize that, Wally?
Is that where I lived?
That's the rink. I'm just driving past the rink.
Oh, I couldn't tell where you are. You should drive.
I'm driving.
You're in the bay right now. You're in the old honey hole.
Right
by
there.
The old Walmart.
Driving up.
Well, I got all sidetracked. Whatever I was talking about. I don't know what I was talking about anymore.
By the Whitewater Rapid Park. By the what is it there?
Yeah.
Whitewater rafting.
There's a great photo of me having fun with my brothers in one of those outfits in a wetsuit. When we went as a team, my body didn't look good in one of those wetsuits. I don't know what happened.
Neither
I trained all summer too.
You see that picture of Dease in a wetsuit?
Yeah.
I asked them for a size down. I was like, hey, can you give me a size down so I can make this look funny? And can you find me the ugliest bucket you possibly have? I came out and I unzipped it so my stomach hung out. The guys are in fucking tears. That was team building trip right there.
And that's what's hilarious, Dease, is that me and you ended up doing what we did to try and help the boys win when we didn't play hockey. Is
No,
you
just
have
keep
that
it light.
picture, and then I have the picture where all the boys were all walking together, and I looked the way I do in a wetsuit. I didn't even have to pull out the barrel. It's a funny photo too. We were bringing the boys together, weren't we, Dease?
That's all you got to do is just provide a little humor, keep everybody light.
So Andy, if you were my
Yep.
equipment guy and
Yeah.
I had to retire or stop playing because of my knee, and I didn't know how to help the team win anymore, and Lordo, as we said, is very intense and aggressive, and I think hockey should be fun and relax, and he thought the same thing, and he knew he was too much, so he was like, you can handle the pre-game speeches. And I started out 9-0, no big deal. But would you spray my tallywhacker and my canvas before the games in the warm-ups? Like, would you go in the shower and spray paint me to get ready?
Maybe if you want me to.
Dease would. I just don't know how bad you want
Every
to win.
time. I got scars, Andy. I got scars, man. Mental and physical.
You were so into it,
before you
Dease.
did that.
Dease, you were so into it.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of weird because you'd be like, hey, pick it up, turn it around. I got to get the back.
Move that thing to the left a little.
I just didn't know
I'm
what
not
happened.
surprised when it comes to these.
I didn't know I know what happens in the EIHL. I didn't know what happened in the Swedish Elite League. You know, I didn't know. I didn't know what was in the equipment manager's job description.
Maybe not that part.
No. Well, I was just trying to help.
The SHL straighter. What's straighter in the SHL?
Yeah. DL people still have fun though, eh? It's still a fun league, isn't it?
It's pretty serious, but
Yeah, everywhere
Yeah, I
is
mean, we have
now.
a good time, but it's pretty serious now.
But you
It's
guys
fun
still
when-
have fun at that beer tent thing at the start of the year,
Boy,
right?
do we?
Yeah, that's how you bring a team
ever.
together, man. I think Germany's
Oh,
set up
boy.
perfectly when it comes to a hockey season. You show up, you have beer tents at the start of the season for all the boys to come together. Then you roll that into the November break where you can go do whatever you want and have a vacation. And then you get serious after Christmas and try and win, you know?
And then you have a February break and you're like, okay, after this, it's all business.
It's all business.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the invitation for that tournament during the beer fest.
I got to get my GM on it. Like, they're actually, I'll tell you, this year we're doing it. This year, because of the way things line up on the calendar, like we're doing our tournament the weekend after the festival. Unfortunately, so we won't. Well, it's so we don't have games on the festival, but we still will enjoy the festival.
Yes.
You need to come
Nonetheless,
down
so
for us to study the German equipment guy working.
I-
You come down
yeah.
that week.
I think what
Let's
we
go.
should do is you
Oh.
guys should set up a tournament. And I mean, if it's during the beer tent season, I would think you would invite Gratz and Frölunda
Oh,
and just
yeah, we do. I mean,
wouldn't
we
that be
do.
something if you guys organized a tournament in European hockey and the shed could tell everybody that you guys did and I could see you guys all at beer tents having fun? That would be cool.
Well,
Oh,
here,
I mean,
here we have a
skate shop. And
yeah.
We
Here
should
we
do
have a
something this
tournament.
season, like meet up somewhere.
Well, let's go. Yeah, we
Are
got.
you down these, or are you gonna carry the purse again?
I'm in.
Zagreb, November break. Let's go.
So I took a screenshot.
I went to Zagreb last year. Sick.
So
I
I took a
never made
screenshot
my
of
way there.
I took a screenshot of this thing going on here. I sent it in the group chat. Like, we found this. All the girls were laughing. Like, he doesn't look like I thought he would.
Well, the seatbelt was really tight at
I got
first. I
teeth
think he
now.
stopped. I think he stopped wearing the seatbelt because it was doing some
I
weird
got the
things to his
seatbelt on.
boob.
It's on.
I swear it's only an A cup. I swear it's only an A cup.
I tell you, Dease, that looked droopier.
I get fat every summer. I come home. I just get fat.
Yeah, British
Yes.
food sucks. That's for sure.
Wait. Yeah, during the
I
summer.
always did the opposite. I would get fat when I would be in Germany having fun, eating food and playing hockey, and I'd get fat, and then every summer I'd have to be like, okay, so food sucks in Canada. I better get in shape.
Dease is eating kebabs and fish and chips.
I No, 2 kebabs since I've been home.
Well, if you're gonna go back to the UK, I mean, it's not the kebab scene we're looking for. I mean, Germany and Austria are way higher end.
Hey, and you know what? Croatia makes Germany look like child's play.
Oh, Croatia
For
kebabs
kebabs.
is sick.
Seriously?
Nothing like,
Sick.
yeah, it makes a like. I almost don't like going for a kebab in Germany because
Stop
they're
it.
so good at Croatia.
Stop. No, stop. You know, because
No,
now,
Croatia's
me
sick.
up.
now you're adding something to my
Yeah,
bucket list.
It's sick. When I went to
Yeah.
Zagreb, I was in Zagreb for a week last year and a week the year before when I had my teeth fixed. And the kebabs is a different level. Real different level.
So what
up
are
there.
they doing differently? I don't understand, because
Better-
you can't tell
better
me they can
sauce.
compete
The
with
meat.
the one just
The meat.
outside the Bietigheim arenas in Germany. And man, they're playing a high-end game there.
Spartan Hurricane to every place in Zagreb, guarantee
You haven't tried Swedish kebab yet.
No,
You need
I
to
have.
go there.
don't need to. I mean, we should
I had
for
one
sure.
in Gothenburg.
Okay. Well, I'm not
You've
going
been
to
in
Sweden. I'll try a
Gothenburg?
Swiss one playoff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
when
true.
we played Frolanda.
Yeah, that's when Neil Star played in Graz.
See,
Yeah,
if anybody's
we
wondering
came
how
to
to make me
Frolanda.
happy on lunch hour, it's to talk to a bunch of shed guys about kebabs.
Yeah, let's go. Oh.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I was
Croatia-
down in Budapest. I was down in Budapest a couple of weeks ago for a bachelor party. I
Woo!
had the best.
You
Yeah,
would
that
be.
was wild.
You would be.
It was wild.
Yeah.
It was crazy down
Budapest
there.
is
But the
Budapest,
best dinner
Eastern
kebab
Europe.
ever.
Boys, I love Eastern Europe and like Budapest. The Hungarians are weird people, but Budapest is a blast.
What a fucking city.
Oh,
we
what
were
a
dr- we were
place.
drunk for like 5 days. It was
So now I
awesome.
got to go to Zagreb
Did you
and Budapest.
stumble in, did you
Gothenburg.
make it in, did
I
you go to
did.
that nightclub in Budapest where when you walk in it kind of like you walk in and there's like 6 levels high of people and they kind of like hang out over and then there's a huge dance
Yeah.
floor?
You mean the room bar?
Yeah. It's like you're just looking
Yeah,
around.
we were
There's
down
just
in the
people.
room bar.
Yeah.
And we had
It's just
we had two guys left us. They spent more time in P2 than hanging out with us boys.
yeah, no way.
I think one of the
Andy,
guys
are you
gotta
a
get his-
dancer when you get to this bar in Budapest? Are you shaking up the
Sure.
dance floor?
Yeah. I'm owning the dance floor when I get in drunk. I'm
Right.
gonna send you some videos of us dancing down there.
No, you should.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I'm an incredible dancer too. Dease has seen me do some dancing, but I actually,
Let's do a fucking shed party in Budapest someday.
wouldn't that be
Oh,
so-
please.
I'm down.
I am
We just
not a
gotta
dancer,
figure
but I
out how
love to
to-
be on the D floor.
Well, we got to figure out how to
Boys,
make
I
money.
got a bounce.
See you,
I got
Dease.
a bounce.
Okay, bud.
Yes,
Keep
we're
nice.
just gonna make sure that these can come with us.
Hey,
Not-
thanks for making
not
the
bail on
time,
us
eh?
all the time.
I'll speak to you all soon.
Yeah, tighten up
See
those
ya.
titties, buddy. Get some
Peace out.
exercise.
Later, Dees.
Ciao, ciao.
Oh God, yeah. So I'm
Nightclub.
gonna have a raffle, guys. I made jerseys, and I made them
Perfect.
of shed legends. And I actually don't know who the players are because I don't know what the rules are, but like they're my friends that I put their names on the back of my jerseys. And I want to have the 3 honey holes in the UK compete and see who does have the best fans, because everybody says they do. So I'm gonna have 3 legends from Manchester, Sheffield, and Cardiff, and I'm gonna have 3 raffles at the same time. And for the first time in shed history, I was thinking about like keeping some of the money for like working so hard, having fun, you know?
I feel like that's well earned. And I know that you're going to put it to the right place. So I think keeping the money is the right
I
idea.
think you're gonna put it like in a trip to Budapest, maybe. That would be the right choice.
Well, and like the
Yeah.
thing is though, these kids
For me.
I'm hanging out with around here, like they do enjoy the shed and they do enjoy getting like shirts and hats and stuff and being like, and then like for me, it's fun because then like I drive through town and I'm like, haha, there's one of my shirts. There's my
That's
guy.
beauty.
There's my gal.
That's awesome.
It really is. When you can go to the track and field event and you see kids wearing 2 L's and hockey tail shirts at the regional track and field event, you're like, that's cool.
Oh, geez. If kids are listening to this, we should clean it up a little bit.
That's the problem is I think some of them are.
No, it's okay. This is gone now. So it's
NC-17.
okay. This is gone, so it's
yeah.
okay now.
I think
Yeah.
things have changed though as I've gotten older, and now all these kids are like following along and stuff, and it's like, man, I gotta make sure I'm what's the word? A good role model.
Role model?
Role
Role
model.
model.
Right.
What a great
You
movie.
do that, and we can do the other part.
Yeah. I just like having fun. I like when my boys like having fun and winning. And when they do that, it's fun, you know?
But fuck Moose, honestly, we should have it like a party
I thought
this
we were
summer.
cleaning it up and then you throw an F-bomb right after.
So he said, we're gonna put the NC-17 on this one.
What's weird,
Parental advisory.
what's weird for me is that the hockey world's so small, but man, we have a hard time actually getting to see each other unless you have a shed.
Yeah.
Because it's not that small of a
you're
world. It is, but it isn't. Because you have to like fly places to see people when your friends are not here.
Exactly. You're 100% right on that, because I was just talking about Greg McCauley, and it's been 6-7 years since I seen him, and it was probably 4 or 5 before that since I had seen him again. And it's so it gets very hard to see your buddies, and
Yes.
when you get this job, but you do get like worldwide buddies when you
Right.
do this job too.
And it's like
So-
when you go to different leagues and people ask you to leave, but you won championships. It's like, oh, so I got a lot of brothers around the world. Even if the teams didn't have my back, my brothers do, and I can talk to all of them again.
Yeah.
I was hoping that Straubing was gonna get some Swedish teams to come here, but they have. You got Skellefteå, but you're playing at home, right?
Yeah, Skellefteå comes here. I think
That
Sparta
would be awesome
Prague
if
comes.
Straubing had to come to Sweden to play. I could go there and see
Yeah.
the boys.
Those are
Yeah,
fun
so-
pictures
Suter
for the
used to-
shed too. When Maxi and
his
Dease
old
and
team-
Lamps got one together,
Yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah, his old team comes here this year. Your old team, Wally, Sunderjyski.
Sunderjyski. Yeah, they
Comes-
also
comes
went
here
to the
this year, the
Champions
Danish
Hockey
team.
League the year after I played there too. Tough bounce, Wally.
Ah,
Almost made some video games, right?
yeah, you got him in there.
Yeah, we did earn it, and then they said, kindly leave. Second in the league in scoring, but no hard feelings.
Neither here nor there.
Just doing the best I could. Do your best,
Chocolate
forget the
storm.
rest, right?
Throw the candy.
They don't throw it there. That's Manchester and Cardiff. Cardiff, I need 1,005 Twix on the ice in the home opener for Cardiff when Matt Kruth comes back to beat the Herning Blue Foxes, because they threw 1,004 and I hate losing. And they need to throw 1,005 Twix on the ice after they win the home opener. And then we will have beaten them again, right? I'm not that
All right.
competitive.
Just a little bit competitive.
Well, if you're gonna have fun, you may as well win.
I'm not that stitious. I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little bit stitious.
Some people get right superstitious, so you guys would see that as the equipment game. Hey, Andy, you got anybody that's real weird? I had a guy I played with that would put his stick in the toilet in between periods.
We had one guy. He came up to me like, I think it was when I was in Malmö. He wanted new gloves, and then I gave him new gloves, and he cut the fucking gloves up like open palm. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I want some extra feeling with the stick. And then I got a breakaway, missed it. Came up to me after the game. Was like, "I want new gloves. I don't like these ones." I was like, "But you just cut them fucking open."
That's when you break fingers and stuff.
Yeah. Ah man, he was an idiot. He also used
He doesn't sound very smart so far.
then he used one roll of tape for each ankle before every period. And then every period, like every intermission, he took his skates off, put them on, used the entire roll of plastic tape again.
A
It
full
was like
roll.
a fucking layer. It was like homemade shot blockers.
Max, you have something to say about this?
I was holding up a full roll of plastic tape.
Yeah, that doesn't make
And I
sense
was
to me either.
Yeah, and I was thinking
The
about
one roll-
there was a guy. There's one French Canadian guy, Francis Lemieux, Frankie Lemieux. He was a tough guy.
I
back
fought
in
him
the
in the
Italy
I fought
back in
him
the
in the AHL.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Francis
Pretty
Lemieux?
good.
Francis Lemieux?
Yeah, I think it was.
He wasn't
yeah, I
that
think it
big.
was
I
Frankie
tried to pick
Lemieux.
my spot, not get
No.
beat up too bad.
Maybe I got the wrong name. This is
I
how
think
long
you
I've been
do,
doing this.
because the guy I fought, I thought I could do all right, and I didn't lose that one that bad.
Yeah, but anyways, he used the same thing, a roll of clear tape per skate per period.
Yeah.
Um,
And so yeah, I was thinking about I've heard about that before, like guys like that before.
that's a
one guy
big tape
last-
budget.
I had one guy last year. He wanted his stick like hang out on the side on the bench in the warm ups. I promise you, he switched sticks like 60 times during the warm-ups. That's taking a lap, shooting a puck, switching sticks, making a pass, switching sticks, all the fucking time.
Ugh,
During the games too, he was switching up his sticks all the time.
that's
Did he miss a
annoying.
pass?
Why would you do that? Did he have a reason? Did he tell you why?
No, he just did it.
I would need
And
to
did
know.
he miss a shot or like a pass? He wanted to switch blades. But there's nothing wrong with the steals. Like, oh, I need to switch. I didn't feel good. I just took them off, put them down. Then he came up again, wanted to switch back. It was like, oh, now they're really good. Now they're really good.
All right, I got the right guy here. Francis Lassard.
Lassard. I think I've heard about that tape.
That guy, I mean, he was a third rounder in 1997. Like he played quite a handful of NHL games and chucked his knuckles quite a bit. I feel like
that is not who I
so
thought.
that's what I was like, there's no way this went well. So yeah, he played quite a bit of NHL games, over 100 it looks like. I was like, so that's what I was thinking about. But same thing, guy couldn't score for shit, but he used clear tape per ankle per period.
It brings back a memory for me. I went to the OHL, to the Brampton Battalion's camp after they drafted me, and their best player was a Czech kid. I think his last name was Havel, like Lucas Havel or something. And he was a little skilled guy that was already in the OHL, and I was looking up to him. He would tape all the way around, like put the heel part, whatever that thing's called, in the socks, and then tape the whole ankle. And then I watched him play, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. So then I tried to do it and taped my whole ankle like that. I couldn't skate at all. Like, not at all. I have to have that heel thing out, you know? I don't know how those people do it. The whole thing.
I'm trying to picture that, like around the heel, like it's like around. I'm trying to.
So like the sock goes over top of that heel. It's the Achilles protector. The sock goes over top, and then you tape the whole ankle like tight, like then your ankles can't move.
No, I've never heard of guys doing that. Only back in the day.
I tried it once and it made no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't. To me, because that would there'd be no flexion.
Right.
So that would be weird.
You need to be able to move, bend forward.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's no flexion in that.
So I still didn't understand how he did it, but he was a really good player.
Yeah,
so I stopped doing that.
I remember the tough guys back in the day when they would come in like. Hey, tape my wrist real fast. And then you give them a quick tape job and then they go out and square up off the draw.
To protect the wrist,
They'd have their wrist taped so you couldn't move it whatsoever. I don't know if you put this up on YouTube. I'm holding my fist up. Yeah, so you can't move it.
I will. I won't tell anybody about it, but it'll be up there.
It'll be up there. So people see what I do. But I remember guys taping their wrists so tight that they couldn't move it. So when they threw a punch, it supported it. Yes. But I never heard about your ankle. That doesn't make sense to me.
No, it didn't. Well, putting that much tape on your shin pads doesn't make sense to me because you're trying to be lighter and faster. Why would you put a whole roll on your feet?
Yeah.
Anywho, what are you gonna do? Do you guys have anything? I got a weird one for you. It was for Andy, your coach. He must be a legend there. They've won the Champions League 4 times. Research team clicks on him, gets hot, says he's going to coach your team next year, and then he's out of there and going to Switzerland.
Yeah, that's true. He announced it in the beginning of the summer training here now. He has 1 year left on the contract. Then it's going down to Fribourg. He won 2 titles in Sweden and 4 CHL goals during his 11 or 12 years here. He's He's the coach with the most wins in SHL history too.
Yeah, and I guess he wants a new challenge then, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Where did you say who's going in Switzerland?
Fribourg.
Gotteron, right? How do you say it?
Yeah, Fribourg.
Fribourg.
Yeah, that's like the French one, right?
We go there. They're French. We go there in Champions League this year.
I think he's been here for like 12 years or something. In Frölunda.
Okay, well, I don't know how. I got to get back to the real world soon. So I had another question. Do people still play Juice Boy? Is that still a thing?
Juice Boy?
Do you know what that is, Andy?
No.
Probably. I don't know the last time I saw a game of Juice Boy.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm trying. I
never heard of it.
Seen it over here.
Game's changed.
So, Andy, they used to stay on the ice after practice and do shootouts, or maybe even sometimes it's the last drill in practice and you do shootouts. and then the last guy to score, like the guy who doesn't score, he has to bring so like sometimes you do it full team, sometimes just like 5, 6, 8 guys would play after practice.
And then you can play for different things, but originally the game started was that guy would have to go get the cups of Powerade or juice and dish them out to all the guys because he lost. But then I've seen it in a strip one. So if you miss, you have to take a piece of equipment off until someone's naked. Or spray tan boy. Mark Richardson lost in Cardiff and had to get a spray tan.
I was just saying, I've heard of spray tan boy.
Yeah, competing is fun, right? And hockey's supposed to be fun.
Used to just leave your stick on the ice or leave your gloves on the ice, and whoever lost had to bring it all in. So like each guy would leave. So like every guy would leave one piece of something.
Well, things can really escalate, right? Like
Sweden is too strict for that. Sweden is too strict.
Yeah, it's like,
you just
it's a boring.
It's a
boring country. Yeah, we just play hockey. It's a boring country.
All business in Sweden.
All business, no fun.
Guess that's why I never played there.
Except Fridays after work with all the friends of mine. Then it's party all the time.
I'll be back in a second. I'm grabbing something.
Oh dear. I wonder what that's going to be. So when you get in Champions League, Andy, I got another cutting edge shed question. It is interesting how all the countries' fans are a little different and a little more intense or a little less intense or a little crazier. Isn't it weird?
Like Swedish fans never liked the Champions Hockey League. They hated it from the beginning.
Why?
So I don't know. They feel like it's like a fucking joke tournament or something, like a circus. So they don't like it. They hate the Champions Hockey League.
Even like playing against the top, like say when the KHL was doing it and Swiss and Germany.
KHL's not in it.
They don't like
KHL's
it.
not in it. Yeah.
They just have focus on like winning the title here in Sweden. They think like Champions Hockey League is like a joke tournament. They don't like it
because they have to play more games and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't believe there's teams that think the Champions Hockey League is a joke when all these other teams are dying to be there.
Exactly.
It's all how you perceive things, right?
Germany and playing like German teams down in the Champions Hockey League, Czech team. So much fun. So much fun.
It is fun to do different things.
Well, I think it's the players don't mind it. I mean, I could be wrong about Sweden, but a lot of times because it helps you get your exposure. It's more or less about like
you get to play in front of all those other teams, right? Yeah.
You know, honestly, I was talking to my colleague about it like last week. We said that we loved Champions Hockey League because instead of boring like preseason games, you get real competition games before the real series in Sweden starts. So the players must be dialed in, like playing hard for it. And we love going out, seeing new cities, new barns, meeting new people. That's how I met Moose.
Isn't that fun? Like, and that's what hockey is. That's what the game I'm playing. That's the game I played. Was I love going to a new city and meeting new people. Let's go.
Or here, like Nick, like listen to a story like Nick Mattinen. Like he's a OHL guy, and then he ends up in Canadian University. Plays maybe a handful of games in the American League right away after Canadian University. Doesn't get signed. He had been drafted by Toronto. Doesn't get signed anywhere. Has to sign a prove-it deal on a rather low-budget team in Austria and Feedlock. Goes there. Their team had qualified for Champions League for being good the year before, so he gets to play in it. Plays against us. My GM loves the guy. He ends up being almost a point a game in Austria at the same time. So he signs here another like a better deal, but still come prove yourself. Well, what does he do? He doesn't just prove himself worthy of the DEL. He signs with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Right. And so like does that happen without Champions League and my GM seeing him in person 2 times?
And you need to get in front of people, and they need to know who you are, or else you don't get out there. And that's what winning does. That's what earning your way to champions. When I had heard that there was a chance with Sunderjuski that we're going to the Champions Hockey League, I'm like, this could be finally my break at 30 years old or 31 years old. It's like, if we get to play in the Champions Hockey League, I finally get to play against those big teams in Europe I've always been trying to get to. You know?
Yeah. So like that's what I would say for like Sweden, they are the big team. So their fans don't care that a team from Poland or a team from Germany comes in. But a team from Sweden comes in to play us, our fans pack it out. Team from Poland comes in, we don't care, we pack it out. We've been waiting for this.
Well,
So like this year we have some pretty big squad. Like we'll have Sunderjuski here, it'll be packed.
And that's cool. And it's cool for the Sunderjuski guys that get to come and do that.
Yeah.
And their coach, that was my puppy that became the interim coach this year and then won the Pokal and the championship. And he was my Danish puppy, you know?
And if he won't be a shed guy, I'll talk to him this year. We'll turn him into a shed guy.
If he hasn't come to the shed by the time you play him in Champions Hockey League, kick him right in the squish. But I guess I have to ask him again, don't I? I haven't asked him again.
We can set him up and I'll get you on. You get me on and then I'll just pin him. Hey.
Yeah.
Talk to Wally for a couple
minutes. Talk to me. Come here, boy.
Yeah, talk to Wally for a few minutes.
But that's what's cool for me about all of this small world is then you guys teams are good, and then like you guys all play against each other, and it's like, whoa, this is weird.
Yeah. Hey, Wally, you were talking about Juice Boy.
Yeah.
So like these guys here, and I'm holding up a big sign for everybody to see, and you can spin this thing, right? And so we had like two defensemen, Adrian Klein, who's a young fella, he's been here 3 years now, and a guy from Landshut, Dashner, Stefan Dashner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they like count practice goals, right? And then whoever wins, they have like bets with each other on who's going to score more practice goals. And then like the end of like the week or 2 weeks, whatever. And like literally, like they have like their how many goals they scored, and then they come in and whoever wins gets to spin the wheel. And then the other person has to buy them something.
And is it like lunch or something, or is that a shoe?
Yeah,
Would they have to buy him shoes?
So yeah. So I'll give credit, like Dashy's daughter, who's probably 13 or 14 made this. But yeah, there's lunch.
Dashy has a daughter that's 13 or 14. I'm that old. Oh my God. That makes me want to puke. He was just a kid. He was just a puppy.
Yeah, it's that. Well, okay, it's his stepdaughter, but it's his daughter. Okay. And then they have a newborn baby now too. But anyway, so you have lunch. You have like a lunch here, a golf glove, golf balls, a hat. I'm not sure I honestly don't know what that is.
And whatever it spins to, they got to buy the other guy for not scoring as many practice goals. That is competing. Yep. That's hockey.
And you can see names on it, right? Like, so like Kleiny, we call him Smallsy because Klein, small in German.
I understand. So like Willie Big, Willie Gross.
Yeah. So like you can see like Smallsy won whatever this is and won lunch. Jassy won shoes and golf balls.
That's cool. That's fun.
Yeah, but that's like you said, that's competition. And if I walk to the other corner stall, there's like goals running for like 2 years between guys in practice goals.
Jeepers.
And they have like the tape up on the stall, and they've been counting their practice goals with each other for 2 seasons now.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's kind of their German, and it's 2 German guys also over there, 2 young German fellas. So it's like you said, like maybe Juice Boy's not the thing, but they have their own little like different kind of games and competitions.
Yeah, they're still
to go with it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have a different thing back home during the series. Like they take every week we play 3 games a week. They take the amount of points we've been taking, like if it's 1 or up to 9 points, and then we have a dartboard with different like awards on it. So if you get 9 points, you get 3 arrows. If you only take 2 points, you get 1 arrow. Then one player throws it. If you get like a bullseye, it's a big team party that the club pays.
That's cool.
We had one day, it was a Roger free day. That's a Monday without the coach. And then we had like the assistant coach had to have like like fix his hair with foam and blow it up. So it was like all standing up like this. Dry hair. Then we had like different awards, like party.
So you guys do have fun.
Yeah, we have fun.
So it's not just all serious.
Good to hear.
No.
Good to hear.
It could be all different things. So you want to get more arrows, then you can get more awards.
That makes sense, and you gotta give people a reason to go out there and try a little harder.
Everyone is always aiming for like a Roger free day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would be
No
looking for
coach,
the
let's
team
go.
party paid for, but I'd be going for the bullseye.
Did you guys have like captain's cards? So like when we go, coach sets different rules, but like we've had it some years where it's 3 in a row.
Okay,
And then
I
you
gotta
can,
pee.
like,
You
get a
guys
captain's
keep
card.
going. I'll catch up after. You guys host for now. I gotta pee.
You know that's illegal, right?
You know that's illegal.
I'm gonna tell him a joke later when it's back. I bet you saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, let's go. That's all. Yeah, yeah. It's the one you sent me on Instagram, right?
Yeah. That's illegal.
Yeah,
Grown man holding a small little boy's dick.
All right. Yeah. Save that. Get him on that. Get him on that when he comes back. Unreal. Hey, did Hockey retire?
What?
Do you have a new coworker this year up there?
No, he's still here.
He's sticking around.
But we were actually looking for. Oh, there he is. Hey, Wally.
There he is.
Hey, you guys keep
We
talking.
got a good joke for you.
You know that's illegal, right?
Peeing outside?
No, a grown man holding a small boy's dick.
I have a lot of jokes to say, but I'm trying to keep it I'm trying to keep it in the lines, and I'm not going to say the jokes that came to my head, because that did make me laugh, and I shouldn't say anything else.
I think Moose got a breakdown or something.
I'm laughing so hard. I'm trying to hold my microphone away from me.
And some people tell me their English isn't good enough. Andy, you nailed it.
That comes so much better from somebody with a little bit of an accent than it does for me. It just nails it.
I don't think I'm saying that to anybody. Maybe that's a Dease joke.
I actually saw it on Instagram and sent it to Moose a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, here's a question for you. You're walking around, you got jerseys up on the wall. Who are the guys you like, Andy? Who's on your wall? What jerseys you putting up?
Here we got my boy, Lidstrom.
That makes sense.
Game-worn jersey signed. We have Henrik Lundqvist when he played in Frölunda.
That makes sense too.
Game-worn signed jersey. This is actually my bedroom with a gaming area. We got the jersey from when I was in the World Juniors. We got the bronze 2 years ago in Edmonton. And then we got the big guy, signed game-worn McDavid jersey.
Well, you met him?
We had the scout from Edmonton was our video coach when we played World Juniors in Edmonton.
Oh, that's
so cool. he got me a jersey. Got it shipped over.
Your jersey roster is pretty good. I only have mine behind me, but I'm really proud of them. And the two
few
kids
more here.
Oh, you got a couple jerseys, eh?
Yeah, I have like.
Well, if you want to win a 2 Ales and Hockey Tales jersey, the raffle will be up soon. It'll be Caruth, Critchlow, and Tansy. We're gonna see who wins, right? But Shed guys are pretty competitive. I don't know if I should tell them who wins because they'll just get pissed off.
I think this is the best team jacket I ever had. Okay.
Who is
baseball jacket? Kunlun Red Star.
Kunlun Red Star.
That is a
that's like a varsity.
Jacket.
Call that a varsity jacket. Back
yeah,
that's like my high school jacket.
Yeah, sweet sleeves on those. Yeah, the team we played in the finals for All Ontario, their coaches rolled in with jackets like that. And I'm like, and sweet beards and haircuts. And I was like, whoa, these guys know how to hockey.
I actually have a good setup down at the rink. Like over my sharpening machines, I have a Straubing jersey and a Graz jersey. I'm gonna send you a picture of that tomorrow.
You should. That makes sense.
A switch jersey with Moose when we play them.
I got a Frölunda like locker room sign over mine.
That's cool, and that's cool when you get connections all around the world. And
I'm gonna. I forgot to send you one. I'm gonna try to send you one over to Canada.
I thought you were sending me something to support Frölunda.
I am.
You were all talk no business, eh? Don't talk about it. Be about it.
I just forgot it, honestly.
Yeah, well, you've been reminded because I do really want it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to send it.
Someone once told me, or just recently, I was talking to one of the dads at the baseball tournament. He was like, I listened to whatever, and he goes, found it interesting that people were saying they cheer for players, not teams. And I'm like, well, I mean, I cheer for the Cardiff Devils because the way they treated me and how my career ended and what they've done for me. But outside of them, it's players I cheer for. It's the people I know that are good people, and I want to see them do well, you know?
That's usually how it is.
I would say the more I'm in this business, the less I cheer for the teams and the more I cheer for people. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
The only team I
my
cheer
team
for
to
is
win.
like Detroit.
Like I want my team to win no matter what. I want to play my best buddy and my team win 4-3 and him have 3 goals and we still win.
I agree.
So he can walk out of there. With his personal 3 points, which means he can have a better contract for himself personally, and my team walks out with a win. Whatever, it is what it is, right?
And
like I for sure, I for sure as I get older feel exactly that way, and because I know more people now too. Like
and the more people you know, the more you start following along, and you get proud, and
and especially like somebody that may listen to your podcast like that. Well, they never knew who Bryce Reddick was before they listened to you, or they never knew who Matt Carruth was before they listened to you. And now they're like, oh, well, I like Wally. Wally likes this guy. And then you get lost. Then you get lost on Elite Prospects or Flash Score for hours, and you start following how all these guys are doing, and then all of a sudden you're on Wikipedia.
That's why you gotta just stick with who's up next and get the research team hot, and you can't pay attention to everything because there's a lot of hockey going on around the world.
And it's so true. You can't, but man, do we ever try?
I know. And then like when you like guys and they're good dudes and you're like, I want to see you do well so bad, and I want to see you with a trophy because I care.
Like I never checked Swedish scores until I met Andy, and now I'm looking at Forlunda scores every single night. Like, we're messing each other after. Like,
I never looked at who anybody beat anybody or who scored, and then all of a sudden it's like this year in Manchester, and I know there's going to be a chocolate storm if they win, and then I'm like seeing the ticker go down, like, so they're going to beat them. The storm's about to happen, and then sure to shit, 5 to 10 minutes later, I'm getting sent videos from fans of the chocolate storm, and I'm like, this is crazy.
That's like how it was this year during the playoffs. You were playing the final, we were playing the semifinal. We were texting each other back and forth in all of the playoffs. Like, let's go. You beat them tomorrow. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, like we were going back and forth the whole playoffs. Like game 7, fuck, let's go. And then all of a sudden we're both in the semifinals. Like he's coming back from a 3-1 on this. They're doing that. Like it's just having wild times.
Yeah.
Once you're friends, you're friends, right? Just
for sure.
Weird. It's weird how many new people I've met from doing this because I didn't even know you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't know who Matt Carruth was.
And now you're in the most craziest group chat ever.
Yeah.
Where is Dease?
Where is Dease? I'm gonna text the girls and said we lost Dease again.
Well, I probably need to get back to the real world. We've been talking for a long time, but you guys have made my day, and I got stuff to do. It's a busy week in the real world, but I really do appreciate what they do for me and let me be me on my lunch hour, and they know I got their back, and they come first. So I really appreciate them. And thanks for being a sponsor of the podcast, even if you don't know about it, right? That's why you're on every poster.
Always a pleasure being on here, talking to you boys.
Yeah. It really was fun, guys. This has been a great Monday. Thanks for giving me something. Thanks for giving me something to look forward to all weekend, right? And then I see the puppies win another trophy, and I'm like, man, life is good. Tomorrow's Monday. Let's get up and at them.
That was a great locker room chat.
That was.
Maybe next time these can be on the full time and not being like a fucking pussy.
I thought we were cleaning it up. Where's the line? And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Andy, Maxie, and Dease was here. Where is he? And Wally.
Where is he?